Hello world, my name is Mauricio and in this video we're going to see total cost, variable cost, equal price and fixed cost and much more, all in this video. So let's start. So we are going to start with an example of a restaurant of apple pies. So here we have our restaurant of apple pies and also we need the apple pies. So here's how the owner can determine the price of the apple pie. Well, the price is composed by two things. First, we have the cost, uh, more in a second, and then we have the margin. And what is the meaning of these two elements? Well, the margin is not too difficult to determine because is fixed by the owner or the general manager. Is the surplus that you are going to earn for sell apple pies. But the cost is a more complex word or element to determine because the cost is composed by two things that are first to determine the total cost we need first a fixed cost, more in a second, uh, and a variable cost. Here's what's the difference between this fixed cost and this variable cost? Well, the fixed cost is an element to produce the apple pies, but it's going to be constant by the time. So no matter if we increase the quantity of apple pies, the fixed cost is not going to increase too much. So do you have any element of in the restaurant of apple pies? Yes, is the restaurant of apple pies. So the restaurant of apple pies is a fixed cost. And which is a variable cost? A variable cost is a cost that if you increase the quantity of apple pies, you are going to need more of this element. So do you have any one? Yes, are the apples. So if we need, and here we have the apple pie, what if we need, and this is quantity, if we need one apple pie, let's just to put a number, we need 5 apples. And how many restaurants? Just one. But what happens if then is the number of consumers increase and we need not one apple pie, now we need 10 apple pies. This is multiplied by 10, and this also has to be multiplied by 10. So then we need 50 apples. And how many restaurants? Well, we have to suppose that the restaurant is as bigger for a certain time. So we are gonna need again just one restaurant. So it maintains constant. And here we have the quantity. But the apple pies increase if the apple increase if the apple pies increase. So here we have a variable cost and here we have a fixed cost when the apple price increases. To put this example in a graphic, we can do a graphic that has two elements. First, the quantity of apple pies, yeah, and also we need a dollar at a price. So how much is this? Is the cost. This is the cost. So we have to So we have conclude. So to conclude, we have that the restaurant is fixed cost. Yep, and the apples are variable cost. And the sum of these two things gives us the total cost, which is the apple pie. So if we want to graphic the fixed cost, if we increase the number of apple pies, the cost of having a restaurant is not going to increase for a certain time. But if we increase the number of apple pies, so this is increasing, the variable cost or number of apples that we are going to need is going to increase. So but it starts from zero, because if we need any apple pie, we are going to need any apple. So it starts like here. And which is the sum? This is the variable cost, this is the fixed cost, and then we want to determine the total cost, which is the sum. With another color, this plus this is going to increase, is going to start from this part, and it's going to follow this rate, which is the sum of the fixed cost and the variable cost. So it starts from 0, maybe we can then put 10, and here we have, for example, the number 10 and the number 20. If we increase these numbers, if we increase the number of apple pies, we're going to increase the number of apples, but not the number of restaurants. So which is the conclusion of this interesting topic? All of this is to determine the cost, and this cost is to have better decisions. And that's gonna mean more money and have consumers happier. Thank you. Well, now I'm hungry.